Okay, guys, here we are, Chris Cologne for the Toonami Faithful podcast, and here I am with Steve Blum and Logic. They're doing, Logic is coming out with a new concept record, basically called The Incredible True Story. And for those who follow the Toonami Faithful, obviously we know who Steve Blum is, voice of. Just look at his IMDb page and scroll a whole couple hundred times, and you'll see how many voices he's done. Now, Steve. I guess the first question that comes out of any fan's mouth is, WTF, what are you doing on this album?
I'm hanging out with one of my good friends, my best friends in the world. He asked me to do this. How could I say no to that face? He's a legend already, and he's about to blow up and exponentially, and he's an anime fan, and he knows my work from the day, and he's inspires me, and apparently some of the inspiration for the album came from the stuff that I had worked on, so...
So are you performing any rap lyrics, or
no.
Are you spitting any fire?
That would go bad for everyone.
I mean, get a ghostwriter,
Yeah, well, we'll see. I gotta speed things up a little bit if I'm gonna do that. I leave it to the pros. I do what I do.
Now, I was at the panel last night, and I got to say, I was amazed. Logic, you directed your first music video,
yes.
and you quote Quentin Tarantino as being one of your largest influences. Any Hollywood aspirations, or?
Oh, 100%. Like I believe that you should master your craft before moving on to the next. And I'm at a good place with my craft, but I feel I have another album or two before I'm going to really venture out into acting. But that's something I would love to do. I'd love to act. I'd love to direct. I'd love to write. I've written scripts, and that's something I can't wait to get. I want to voice act. There's a lot of things that I want to do. But when the time is right, whenever the universe sees fit, I think.
Yeah, we're gonna get you in the mood.
Yeah. And okay, now part of the panel last night is you said with your positive energy and your positive outlook, you said you made a promise one day, I'm going to have a Comic-Con panel.
Yeah.
And last night one of those aspirations came true. Can you give us any other predictions, any other aspirations that we're shooting for that with the positive energy will come through?
Well, I think me and Steve were just talking about this. I think we're going to have another panel at San Diego at the mega, the original Comic-Con in San Diego, and I think it's going to be amazing. It's going to be bigger. It's going to be more special. The album's already going to be out. I predict that this album is going to be. This is something that is going to mesh into this culture. You know what I mean? The anime, the superheroes, the sci-fi. I believe that I'm going to be the first artist to ever truly, at least from hip-hop, to tap into this culture in a exponential manner and not do it in a way where I'm trying to take something or just sell records, but I am actually a part of this culture. So I think that we're going to see something insane. I don't know. I just think it's going to be crazy.
And like last night, I went and I checked out Young Jesus on YouTube right now. It wasn't the official video.
Yeah.
It was just the words on the screen with the video playing, but it was from the official Visionary site YouTube page. 500,000 views.
Oh, if you go on, it's crazy. In the first day, we did 1 million on SoundCloud. If you go to SoundCloud, it's at 3 million or 2 million, and then that, and then all these other. It's insane.
I'm sorry, not 500,000. It was a ridiculous number. I'm sorry about that.
No,
this album is an album within an album. It's sort of, you said it's sort of a concept, some sort of weird inception where the characters on the album are actually listening to the album.
Yeah.
They're in the year 2115, listening back to an album from 2015. Now, is that saying that, because I know you said there's skits on the album, kind of like to throw back to the Tribe Called Quest days and stuff like that. Are you? So is this the 2015 album, the album within the album? That's not a sci-fi themed.
No, not at all. See, that's where the genius of Steve Blum comes into play. So I essentially wrote this script, went to his studio, Blumvogt studio, and him and the other gentleman, Kevin Randolph, voiced these characters. And it's just these two regular guys in the future having conversations about women, about money, families, hip-hop, music, the future, or their present, if you will, while they're just listening to a throwback hip-hop album. So no, I'm not like, yo, it's aliens and Gazarpazon 7 and like, it's like it's not like that at all. It's just good hip hop, but with amazing talent driving the whole core. Without Steve, it doesn't matter. It doesn't. It's without it.
And Steve, you play a character called Thomas. Is Thomas first name, last name? Is that
Quentin Thomas?
Quentin Thomas. Okay, I should have caught that. Yeah, Quentin. Obviously, reference to Quentin Tarantino. Can you tell us a little bit about your character?
Well, he's like he was saying, he's a regular dude. He's a pilot. He's doing his job. He's trying to find a new place to live for all of humanity. It's kind of a big, lofty position he's got, but he's got a very lackadaisical attitude about it. And in space, who would think of me for something like that? It's
a slacker in space. Who would think Steve Blum could play?
I know.
Okay, so now, of course, this is Toonami Faithful podcast, ToonamiFaithful.com. I have to ask another question about Toonami. Can you give us any kind of teaser about The Intruder 2?
It's going to be awesome. There's a chip in my neck. My head would explode if I gave anything away. It is amazing. I've seen some of the footage. We've recorded a bunch of it, and it is going to be. We've actually refined it even more. I was just on the phone with the guys over at Adult Swim, and we've refined it to an even better script now. It's going to be bigger and bolder than we had even imagined before. But amazing. Wait till you see what we got coming.
All right, so I want to thank you guys for both being on the podcast, the video with us, and so check it out, The Incredible True Story with Logic and Steve Blum. When does it come out again?
November 13th.
November 13th. So you can pre-order now
on iTunes.
Pre-order now on iTunes. Cop that, son. This is Chris Cologne of the Toonami Faithful podcast. Don't be a stranger.
Toonami.
Thanks a lot, guys.